Hey everyone, welcome back to the Team Garbage Fire podcast. I am Corey.
I'm Aaron.
You are Aaron.
God damn it.
And I am Thrashing Wampus.
As always. So it's been a hot minute since we've all been sitting here talking to you about Magic and all that fun stuff. I am to blame. Last time we were supposed to record,
You're always to blame.
I know.
Yeah, no, most of the time, yeah.
But it was my wife's birthday. We had to do things.
See, if I have something come up, I just don't show up. And you guys still do it. So you
That's because you're not important, Aaron.
Exactly.
He's important in his own way.
He's important to you.
I love him.
Oh, I love you too, Aaron.
So let's get the boring things out of the way first, which is, first of all, my apology for missing out last time.
Don't be sorry.
Okay, I won't be then.
All four of our viewers.
So we are on Facebook. We got a Facebook group. Find us, Team Garbage Fire. We'll shout out anyone who joins, like we try to. Let's see, we're on Instagram and Twitter at Team Garbage Fire. We have an email, and that is teamgarbagefire@gmail.com. We have a website, which I haven't updated in months.
Nope.
So don't go there, although it is teamgarbagefire.com.
No, go there. Go there.
Go there and check out how we haven't done anything to it.
And
it looks like some 90s ass bullshit.
And as you see, we have lights. We're in motion. That means we are joined, as always, by the lovely folk at Clever Tree Productions. If you need anything, I don't know, audio visual,
Avadavadoosh?
photos and video.
Avadooshivy. Frush avacudoosh.
Fresh avocados? Where?
Right there.
Okay. So if you need anything photo or video related, get a hold of them at clevertreeprod.com. Don't prod the tree.
Oh my God. Sweet baby Jesus.
And if
it's going to be a long hour, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be long.
Fuck.
We got any other things we need to shout out? Have I gotten to everything? Oh! If you're seeing this on YouTube, we're on YouTube. Surprise.
Hit the like button.
And the subscribe and the little bell for notifications, because that actually helps this little podcast get our word out.
Hit the down button. We want to be the most downvoted podcast.
Meh. And
hello to all of our Reddit friends who hate us already.
Yes. Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher,
Google Play, any place you can find lovely podcasts. And if you can't find us, let us know.
And mediocre podcasts.
I mean, that's us. I just figured everyone else was listening to good podcasts somewhere else.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's the good podcast website, and then there's
Us.
Yeah.
I guess a little quick update here for anyone who's wondering what it's like being in Maine right now. It's cold!
very cold.
Snowy.
Yep. Tourists are gone, though.
Yes.
No skeeters. You zip it. So, there's been plenty of news since
There are still ticks.
There are always ticks. So there's been a whole bunch of news that has come out since we spoke to you last, and all the other podcasts have covered it.
If you listen to other podcasts, and if you're only getting your magic news from us, then,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
Do we berate our listeners anymore?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So kind of the big thing I wanted to talk about for this first half was there's a new format.
Yep.
Horizons.
No, Pioneer. You're thinking of Frontier. Which was they were trying to do everything with that little watermark, like the new little foil stampy thing on the rears. They were trying to do everything from that forward, which didn't catch on.
And this one's going to?
It might. Just because, okay, so if we look at it, so what it is it's everything that has been standard playable from Return to Ravnica forward. So it's like
My entire playing career as like someone taking it seriously and not just a kid.
So it's modern light.
It's modern bullshit because...
We'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
So, as of when they announced it, there were only 5 cards banned. And those are the 5 Khans of Tarkir fetch lands.
Yes.
Since then, they have said that
Which is bullshit.
Since then, they've said that they are going to be doing bannings every Monday. Or updates every Monday. So there could be a no ban Monday. Which could happen. Could be next Monday. Could be nothing ban next Monday.
The only good thing I see about this so far.
We will get there. I want to finish the new bans.
Okay.
So the new bans have been Oath of Nissa, Felidar Guardian, and the green ley line from one of the new core sets, which Ley Line of Abundance? Yeah, Ley Line of Abundance. Because it's got the ley line ability, and what was happening is with Oath of Nissa and Nykthos being legal, that's a whole lot of devotion on turn one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole lot.
Okay.
So you put an elf.
So they don't want any brokenness inside of this. But my favorite elf
Yes.
is still very much legal. Not as usable without
The fetches.
the fetches, which I think was a bad call on their part.
I mean, I can see them wanting to slow down the format. So therefore, no fetch.
Okay.
Oh, but Fabled Passage, which allows you to fetch for a basic, and it came out in Throne of Eldraine, is legal. So there's still one fetch land, but it's for a basic.
You can
See,
rock four
I
of.
think if it's for basic, that's still fine.
Because, I mean, we also had Prismatic Vista out of Modern Horizons, which allowed you to search for a basic as well. But the thing with Fabled Passage is if you have four, or is it, if it's the fourth land, I want to say, I'm trying to do this off memory, it comes into play untapped, but if, like, your turn one is Fabled Passage, tap sack, it comes into play tapped. So it does slow down, and you don't get that explosive start with your mana fixing right off the bat.
Well, I mean, but you could still do some hijinks with like the cycled deserts
Yep,
from Amonkhet.
yep.
You know, you could still break DRS.
Yeah. Oh no, I think you can. I think it'll be. I think that's a. I think some people are brewing, but I think there's going to be a lot of like it's still in its infancy. We're still trying to figure out the decks that are going to be powerful enough to keep going.
See, I think it's gonna be almost exactly like modern. Like it's, I don't think it's gonna take.
No,
really.
because you don't have access to some of the modern staples.
Or like Phyrexian mana.
Phyrexian mana.
That is true. You
Bitter
don't have
Blossom,
access
Bob,
to quite as bit, but
like-
like Corey said, it's modern light. I don't think it's really going to take off. Really,
Well, if they want to push it, they will make it an event at a large tournament.
yeah.
So here's one thing that's happened. Though.
Oh, and just a caveat. If you don't know what Bob means, stick around to the second half of the show, and we will tell you.
So one thing I've noticed though is that because you remember different times in playing Standard, there were times when Standard was solved. Like, here's the best deck.
Yeah.
If you're not playing it,
Mono blue when Theros.
Yep, mono
first
blue
came
devotion.
out. Yeah.
and so right now the Oko deck is it's modern. Standard has been solved. Like, so Star City, seeing that they want more viewers on their Twitch, they want more interaction, have actually have not canceled but changed a lot of their Standard events to Pioneer.
Really?
Yes, because Standard's boring right now. Like, it's
Yeah.
been solved.
Standard's been boring since OG Innistrad, to be completely honest.
Ever since New World Order.
Because
really.
yeah, I mean it's just there's a deck and you buy all the cards for that deck and maybe you have a little bit of secret tech that'll get you somewhere.
Oh yeah, because
But-
I remember watching Standard back when Jund was a real thing, and you had your Thragtusk. Was it Jund or was it Obzon? It might have been Obzon that I was watching because you'd resto your Thragtusk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was back when
That
Obzon.
I mean that was a hard deck to crack. But then when RTR came out, you got Simic plus white. What's that shard called?
green, blue, white. Wow, Aaron, why don't you tell us?
Whatever it was a hexproof.
don't
It was pretty much a hexproof deck with the Ajani that like put your guy up in the air and gave a double strike, and then you had
Banned?
Silverblade.
Not banned.
Yeah, no, it's banned.
It's banned, yeah.
Banned.
Oh, gut coming in for the win.
And then you had Silverblade Paladin,
Mm-hmm.
and just like a hexproofness, and you had ethereal armor, and that deck was crazy.
And at that point, you had Sphinx's Revelation as well.
Yeah, it's Sphinx Rev, but that deck didn't play that.
Every deck should play Sphinx's Rev.
Yeah, that card's what, like $3 now?
Not since Pioneer, buddy. It's back up to around 10.
Yeah, well, that makes
I mean,
sense.
For me, there's always the upside because I like track our collection and track
Right.
like what's worth what. So seeing like cards that we were like, oh, these used to be great back in Standard. To see like Siege Rhino be more than like $1.50.
I'd love to see someone crack Domri Raid.
See, it is nice seeing the price of the cards we have go up, but at the same time, it's like some cards we want go up as well.
Yeah, very
And
true.
that's not as nice.
So, but here's what I kind of want to ponder on is Pioneer going to essentially nudge Modern down to where like Legacy was, and they're not going to have as much support for Legacy going forward?
No, I think
No.
if anything, it's going to nudge Standard a little bit.
Because from what I've been seeing, it's a lot of essentially the big three that I'm seeing for tournaments, especially coming up, because I want us to get to one. I think there's a Star City in Worcester I'm thinking about going to in April.
Okay.
So start saving your pennies. Let's go to Worcester. Go to Worcester, Bob.
Wicked, bud.
Yeah. And get stuck in traffic, because I always get stuck in traffic in friggin' Worcester trying to get through. Anywho, so yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Modern, Pioneer, and Standard, and I'm not
See-
seeing a whole lot of Legacy.
See,
Yeah,
I'm
I think
thinking-
I think the Eternal formats they're trying to get out because they don't attract the same fan base. You're gonna get like the 20K guys who've been playing Magic
Yeah.
since Magic was Magic, watching those tournaments, but it's not an easy format to break into because your
dual lands are 200-300 plus a piece.
more than that.
Yep.
Like
Oh no, I'm talking just like revised dual lands.
Yeah,
like
well-
the cheap ones that are already
So,
beat
yeah,
up.
I think that Pioneer is going to kind of wedge its way into the same spot that Standard is at, but Modern is still going to stay where it is.
See, I think they're either going to try and split the part of the pie that is Modern and Legacy, and try and split what those two comprise up into half Modern, half Pioneer, because Legacy and Vintage, I mean, again, like you said, they don't attract the same amount of people, but how does Magic make its money? Sells packs. So Standard's not going anywhere.
Right.
Which, I mean, at that point, I'd really like to say that the first half of most major, like, was it Mythic Championships now? I keep wanting to call them Pro Tours. The first half of that's always draft. And what does that highlight? You opening a pack and figuring out what the best card is in it, which I think should sell packs.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with what you guys think. I would love to see less Standard. I'm so sick of Standard.
See, I don't think
Yeah.
it's we're
Yeah,
gonna see less Standard per se, maybe a little bit, but I think it's going to start phasing out Legacy in tournaments, but it's just going to kind of wedge its way in. But
Yeah.
I really don't think it's gonna impact Modern at all.
Well,
Maybe a very little
so
bit,
do you
but-
think that they made the cutoff at RTR to get rid of snappies and
No,
wills?
I think a lot of that has to do with they're looking at numbers as far as the influx of people coming into Magic, because I think I heard Mark Rosewater say, I'm getting the number of years wrong, so I'm sorry, but like the last, I don't know, let's just throw a number out. 7 years have been, each year before that, it's just Magic keeps getting better and better as far as people playing, the money they're bringing in, and it keeps growing every year, and each year is better than the last. And I think one of their high points was Return to Ravnica, because you have a lot of people coming back who played original Ravnica and who are like, oh, we're going back here. Let's,
Yeah.
I haven't played in like 4 years. Let's jump back in because I know Ravnica. So I think that was a high point in their sales, which is, again, I don't have the data. I'm just speculating that could
You're
be.
spectacular.
I know.
You're
I think
breathtaking.
that could be maybe what we're looking at
No,
is
it's
it's
not.
maybe that's what we're looking at is the fact that it's a high point in their sales, which they said, you know what, if this many people have bought in at this point, this would be a good place to start a new format, and plus it starts us in a spot where you.
I would be way more pumped if they had started with OG Innistrad.
Yes, so
Yeah.
a block before.
Yeah.
See, I think that's
I mean,
more
'cause-
for like people who have been playing for a while.
Dude.
Would be more pumped, but for new players, I think RTR is a good start.
well, yeah. I mean,
good spot to
and
start.
I understand where they're coming from. Where it's like, all right, Snappies, $50 a pop. Lilies, what, 90?
No, not anymore.
No,
No, last I checked, she's hovering around 75.
oh, that's not bad.
Actually, that foil Jace of Rin's Prodigy, I think, is higher than both of our Lilianas of the Veil.
Well,
Higher-
it
higher
is
than-
foil.
Higher than your foil Horizon Canopy right now.
Yeah. Well, it's
So-
because Horizon or whatever the fuck this new format's called is a thing.
Well,
But I think that it would open up to a lot more decks. Like, I think that maybe, like, Frontier is what the new format's
Pioneer.
called? Pioneer. I think that, like, a werewolf deck could
Yep.
be a viable option.
but there's your problem is you
Yeah.
don't have Huntsmaster the Fells.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If
Oh, as if
if
it
they
did go
push
back?
if they
Yeah.
pushed it back to Innistrad, werewolves. I mean, Mayor of Avabrook.
Yep.
Or spirits, because Dire
Yeah.
Skull Captain,
Yeah, no, there's
drug Skull Captain. I'm mispronouncing. I will mispronounce every Magic card name ever,
except for
but-
Thrashing Wumpus.
except I am the Thrashing Wumpus. But I think if they had just brought it back that much farther, Grizzlebrand.
Oh, Faithless Looting would be legal in that format.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, screw Modern, this is now a Pioneer podcast because I can play Faithless Looting.
You
but
would
like I
get
said, though,
tied up and put in the closet with the cards.
See, but like I said though, I think that it's more geared towards newer players.
Yes, it definitely
Whereas
is.
we're looking at it as people who have played longer than, 2 or 3 years. And so
Well, and
We
I
have-
can see
we have
where
some
I can
bigger
see where the
insight to that.
price break is.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a definite and definitive price break
Also, in,
because beyond a few cards, they're mostly like $20 a pop on the high end.
Yeah.
yep, and that's another thing is I might have been the Masters of Modern who they were looking at, and like everything that's in Pioneer, if we wanted to, go buy a box of it for $120 right now. Any of those sets,
Yeah.
right now.
I'm surprised that more people aren't messing around with King Kitty.
It'll get there.
Yeah, I really think that there's probably a very good tokens deck, because in the M set that came out right after Theros, there was what was it, Proliferate?
No.
The one where you can make
Oh, that was also in Populate.
populate.
It was also
yeah.
in Return to Ravnica. It was
Yeah.
the Selesnya mechanic.
Yeah. So I think there's probably something there.
The only problem is, what do you lose? Intangible Virtue. It's just like everything I want for each deck, there's a specific card in the Innistrad block I want to play. Lingering Souls.
Favorable wind.
I do. miss Lingering
That is
Souls.
that has been reprinted.
Has it?
Yes.
No. It was reprinted in one of the master sets.
No, Favorable Winds has been reprinted. I'm going to, as long as I have connection, which I don't. So I'm gonna stare at my phone for a minute.
So flying men might be a thing.
I have
Yep.
connection.
Like white blue flying
I got
men.
it too. Yeah, we're far away from the router, so
I have a phone. I'm just not gonna
Oh, wait, I don't
pull
have
it
that.
out and dig
I don't
around
have that
on
anymore.
favorable wins. Reprinted in Ixalan.
it. Oh, all right.
And yeah, and then it was Avacyn restored. Going back, but it is legal in this format.
Sweet.
Do we want to do our do we want to put a little bow on this and do our little end of this half?
Well, I just want to say, hey guys, if you've got a great deck idea for this new format, hit us up. Let me know what you think. I need to build something, obviously, because those two are building something, and I got to fight against them.
Or or join our Facebook group, leave your deck list, email us, tweet at us, send us an Instagram photo of your build.
Send us an Instagram photo of your dog.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
do that. Do
Yeah.
that over anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We also accept cats, birds, ferrets, and otters.
Especially otters.
Yeah, extra
any
otters.
Pet, give me any pet. I will take all of them.
So we thought we would do something that we've been kicking around for a while. A little segment, just to help anyone who is newer at the game and might not understand what some of the players are saying.
Even us sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a little thing where we each take
Two.
at least one or two words
Yep.
of magic slang and explain it to you guys.
Yeah.
So I'll start it out. So my first one is bear. I mean, it's a pretty basic term. It's been around for a long time.
I should be wearing my bear jersey.
So, basic, it's a 2-2
For two.
for two,
It's a 2-2 for 2.
and that's it. Like it was based on back in
Grizzly
old
bears.
Magic.
Grizzly bear.
Grizzly bears
Alpha.
were 2-2 for 2, and that's the only card that was like that, and bear stuck.
Yep.
Yep.
If you got one or you want me to jump in?
Ladies first.
I'm taking Bob.
Fuck you.
So, if you ever hear us talk about, we really need a Bob for that deck. So, Bob is slang for Dark Confidant, which is a, 1 and a black for a 2/1 human advisor? So, anywho,
Cleric?
you reveal,
Maybe.
during your upkeep, you reveal the top card of your library, you draw it, and you lose life equal to the CMC of that card. So back in the day, there was this thing called the Magic Invitational, and it was like the 16 best players would go head-to-head for a weekend, and whoever won got to design a card that would go into a standard legal set. Bob Marr created Dark Confidant, so everyone now calls it a Bob after
Well,
Bob Marr.
and then they put in the original artwork, it's his face
Yep, and they do
on
that.
the Dark Confidant. It's the same for Snapcaster Mage. That was the very last invitation.
Yep, it was the last one. And
what was his name?
I had it a second ago.
Yeah, well, but that's his face on the original Snapcaster artwork, the
And then
original
there's-
Bob artwork. Avalanche Rider
Avalanche
was
Rider.
one of them.
Meddling Mage was Finkel.
Meddling Mage was Finkel, and those are their visages on the character.
So which one's yours after I stole Bob?
Because I gave him that idea. I'm gonna go with Fish. So if you ever hear anyone talk about Fish, they're talking about merfolk, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, what are you taking to the tournament this weekend? Well, I'm taking fish.
Yeah.
And just fish means
then-
straight blue fish,
Yeah, and then there's tropical fish.
which is green-blue,
Yep.
which is after Tropical Island,
Yep.
which is the green-blue dual land from
And
back
some
in the day.
people play white blue fish.
And
but I
you
think
don't
they-
invite those people to dinner. You give them a firm handshake and say, I'll see you next time.
Please get off of my lawn.
What's your next one here?
So my next one is hate.
Hate?
So
Okay.
it's kind of self-explanatory. It's basically it's mostly used for drafting.
Yep.
Where you're literally
Or
you're taking a card or doing something to target either a certain player or a certain color or card.
Oh, see, I'd call that just the phrase hate draft.
See, that's under hate.
Okay.
Hate draft is part of it, where if you just say hate, I might put a certain card in my deck to target one of your cards
yeah.
or one of your strategies to directly counter it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just happen to have it in your deck and it works in multiple situations, it wouldn't really be considered a hate.
Yeah.
But if you specifically put something in to target something or target a player like during a draft or something, that would be hate.
So I'm going to talk about a phrase, mill. I know it's a strategy I like to play, but... So mill is when you take the top amount of cards, it'll say on the card, from your library and put it into your graveyard. It comes from the card Millstone, which was back in was it Alpha or was it Antiquities?
I think it was Antiquities.
I think it was Antiquities. So it was a 2-mana artifact. You paid to tap it, and the opponent put the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. And that mill number can be, I've seen it as high as 10, and sometimes it's X. So it is, you would mill, if I was to say to Heath or Aaron, hey, mill 5, it would be take the top 5 cards of your library and put them into your graveyard.
There's one that's mill half your deck.
Yep.
Like,
Traumatized.
Yeah.
Okay, and last card before we break. The last slang before we break.
I'm gonna do a throwback, and I would like to prerequisite this with the caveat that this is no longer a thing that actually exists in Magic, but was very much a thing when we were playing Magic, and that is mana burn.
Yes.
Ow.
So, back in my day, when we were playing on the concrete at recess time, if you didn't untap your mana during your untap step, you had to take 1 point of damage for every untapped mana that you had.
For every tapped.
Yeah, tapped. Yeah, whatever. Fuck you.
Or if you didn't use it between the end of phases.
Right. And then it was a thing that would get you. Luckily,
I used to do it all the time when I first started playing. I would forget to untap mana, and
I'd be like, take 3.
and he'd always get mad at me, and then because I'd always forget, and then we'd be like, no, see, I did it. No, he started making me take damage, and
yeah, no, that was the real like dickhead move. But I've got a real one. All right, 75. When someone talks about their 75, they're talking about their deck plus their sideboard equals
60 card deck, 15 card sideboard.
75. So whenever, and I don't know how to express this enough, but your sideboard is part of your deck.
yes,
Yeah.
No way around it. There are different ways that people deal with it. The sideboard's a fickle fucking creature.
Yeah.
But when someone says, I'm taking my 75, they mean their deck plus their sideboard.
And thanks, everyone. We will see you in the second half of this episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the second half of the Team Garbage Fire podcast. In this half, we want to talk to you about the exciting news that Rick and Morty Season 4 is coming out soon.
Can I tell you just how excited I am? It airs 30 minutes before my birthday.
I'm excited.
And it's the best birthday present anyone has ever given me. Thank you, Dan Harmon.
So earlier today, we had some friends over and we were playing Scythe downstairs, and I just started it at the pilot, at episode 1, and just played it through as background noise the entire time, and it was fantastic.
Both the game and Rick and Morty.
Yes, all of the above.
Yep.
But do we got to talk about Magic cards the second half?
Yes.
probably.
Okay,
We can
I
talk about
guess.
Scythe if you want to.
I'll just
Or Rick and
sit
Morty.
back and let you guys go on.
So I figured we'd talk about cards that we're most excited about in Pioneer, even though we are a modern focused podcast. We'll get back to that next week. We should because it kind of,
Yeah, there's
Delves
some
into-
overlapping going on.
and I'm kind of, I don't know, there's a couple of cards I'm really excited to play.
There are a couple I am very excited to play as well.
I will start with mine. It's Treasure Cruise. I love Treasure Cruise. Draw 3 cards. for usually 1 blue mana.
It's gonna get banned next Friday.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't have. Let's see. What would you normally feed your graveyard with? Like a Mishra's Bauble, which is not legal. A fetch land, which is not legal. What else would you fill your graveyard with? A whole bunch of the great cantrips, like, I don't know, Serum Vision, Sleight of Hand. Opt is legal. But you're still looking at a whole bunch of the cards that I would immediately pitch away to make Treasure Cruise a whole lot cheaper. It's going to take a little more work.
Well, and I guess if we're talking about graveyards, I'm going to say that something that will not surprise our 2 regular listeners. Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite Shaman. Oh, sweet baby.
Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite Shaman.
I am also excited for Deathrite Shaman. I have never played...
But with the deserts from
the
Amonkhet,
the cycling lands.
the cycling lands from Amonkhet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus! I know we don't have fetches, which is really what broke that card.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Thoughtseize is legal.
Thoughtseize is legal.
Yes.
You know what else is legal?
What?
King Kitty.
Yes. Well, Brimaz is legal in Modern.
Well, yeah, but I think that, and I'm moving on because Deathrite Shaman needs no further explanation. I'm moving on to my second card that I think will be a powerhouse in the format that has been overlooked in Modern because of reasons.
Yes.
Um,
Brimaz?
I think Brimaz is going to be it. I think that like a white tokens deck could go very far.
Mm-hmm. Or green-white tokens?
Or green-white
I would
tokens.
like green-white tokens. I play that anyway. So.
I believe that Intangible Virtue has been reprinted.
I will look it up, but I do not believe so. I mean, it has in like supplemental sets, but
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking like a Masters set.
Commander 19, Modern Masters 17, Eternal Masters, Conspiracy, Modern Event Deck, Innistrad.
Fuck.
Yep.
But I still think there's room for it because there's all the Convoke creatures.
Yep.
You could green white. You could be rocking worms.
Yep.
Also, as a third honorable mention, I guess would be oh fuck, what's that elemental? The green white elemental that was the only good card out of Dragon's
Voice of
Maze.
Resurgence.
Voice of Resurgence, I think could probably also be very viable in this set.
My other card that I'm super excited for after Treasure Cruise that I could play in this format.
Let me guess.
Just
Does the same thing?
Just dig in your head. That might have to go back through time about the card name because it's dig through time.
So Corey's excited about 2 cards that do the exact same thing.
Draw me more cards.
Yes.
And I'd want to play those with Sphinx's Revelation, and I don't know, probably a Taking Turns deck.
Yeah. No. I mean, I could honestly I could see that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh no. Fuck. She's not legal. And
Whom?
Oh, the blue planeswalker from Avacyn Restored. Tamara.
Tamio?
Tamio.
Yep. Well, she's got different iterations that are legal.
Well, yeah, but the first one
not too long ago,
was the best.
So I have a little build here that I sent you a little bit ago.
Aaron hasn't got to go yet.
I got nothing.
You're not excited about a single card in Frontier?
Not really, because I just mostly focus on Modern. I'm not really... It doesn't really mean much to me, to be honest.
Like, when I started watching Magic coverage was when, like, standard for what is legal in Pioneer became a thing. Like that's what I was watching for standard. So I'm like, ooh, all these really crazy, cool, broken standard decks.
Yeah.
We get to play them. But I have a little build right here And it's a black green build. It's Golgari. And it's gonna start out with a 4 Deathrite Shaman.
Is Scoos legal?
I'll have to look here in a minute.
Yeah, no, it is because it was in one of the M sets.
Well, it'd have to be. I think 14 is the oldest one we get
Yeah,
to.
it was in the one with the black green Guruk.
So, rocking 4 Deathrite Shaman, because why wouldn't you? 4 Satyr Wayfinder to fill up your yard to make Deathrite Shaman work, but also for the 4 Gurmag Angler and 3 Tassigers I have. As far as instants, I'm rocking 4 Abrupt Decay, 4 Assassin's Trophy, 4 Fatal Push, 4 Grizzly Salvage for also filling up the yard.
Oh fuck! Path is gone.
Path is gone.
Jesus.
And 3 Heroes Downfall, because at this point, here's the biggest issue with this format, is how do you deal with Planeswalkers? Oko is a thing. Oko has been doing well in Legacy, in Vintage, in Modern, in Standard, in you name it. Oko has been doing well, and you need a way to kill your Planeswalkers, and I'm thinking Heroes Downfall is the way to go. And then I'm also going to run 2 Claim to buy back either a Satyr Wayfinder or a Deathrite Shaman, and 4 Thoughtseize. And the lands are looking 4 Blooming Marsh, 4 Overgrown Tomb, 4 Llanowar Waste, just because, I don't know, I guess that's what you put in there. 4 Fabled Passage, 2 Forest, and 2 Swamp. And that's what I'm looking at. I haven't built a sideboard for it, but I'm thinking you get the Delve mechanic, you fill up the yard. I'm a graveyard player. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what better way to fill up the yard than Grizzly Salvage and Satyr Wayfinder and a whole bunch of removal spells.
Scoos is legal in Pioneer.
Oh, cool. Maybe a couple Scoos in there.
Scoos kind of counteracts your DRS.
Well, unless I'm fatal pushing a creature and then eating it out of the opponent's yard to put a +1/+1 counter on it, gain the life.
Well, here's just a wacky idea I just had.
Yep.
Keranos.
Yes.
Like a blue-red
Spells matter decks.
spells matter, tempo-y, like slightly on the aggro side.
And my immediate thought was Athreos.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
everyone loves a good I mean, both you and I have tried to build decks with Athreos in it.
I think that the gods from Theros are severely underrated in Modern,
Yep.
but they might find a solid home. I mean, there are some that are just BS.
Well,
But-
as we're looking at a playmat of Thassa right there.
I've had that play. That I think that was like my first playmat.
But as I was thinking about the Athreos build, I was like, oh, well, you got to have in 4 Blood Artists. Guess what's not legal?
Blood Artist.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it,
no,
comes back, it comes back to
that's-
that whole thing. I want Innistrad block in
I just
there.
I just want the Innistrad, and I think that they slightly overpowered Innistrad because they were starting to get a following.
Yep.
Just then, like, building outside
I
of.
mean, come on. Give me, like, Delver. Give me Doom Traveler.
You just want fucking Faithless Looting.
Yep.
I mean, if Faithless Looting was still banned, give me Delver. I mean, Doom Traveler is also a really fun card, as I mentioned. It's 1 mana for essentially 2 1/1 bodies.
Yeah.
Lingering Souls.
I mean, I'm just happy if I can make a life gain deck, and I'll call that good enough.
No, I mean, if Innistrad was part of this, Aristocrats.
Yeah,
would be
Aristocrats
a
would be a
very
thing.
real deck.
And that's and it's funny because I'm not even like, oh well, no, we need to go back further. No, I would be happy if we just went to Innistrad and not just RTR.
Right.
But then again, I mean, we still get Abrupt Decay.
Mm-hmm.
We still get Assassin's Trophy. We still get a lot of like answers. Are you pulling up Keranos right now?
Yeah, I'm taking a hot look. My phone's about to die.
So it is.
It's 3, a blue and a red.
That might be part of the downside.
I thought it was less than that.
5 mana.
Indestructible, as long as your devotion to blue and red is less than 7. Keranos isn't a creature. Reveal the first card you draw on each of your turns. Whenever you reveal a land card this way, draw a card. Whenever you reveal a non-land card this way, Keranos deals 3 damage to target creature or player.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, we've got Spear.
Yeah.
We've got obviously we don't have Bolt and we don't have.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that we're gonna be missing Bolt, we're gonna be missing Path. We get to keep Fatal Push, no Inquisition of Kozilek.
Skullcrack. We get Skullcrack.
We get to keep Skullcrack, but no Rift Bolt, no Lava Spike. I'm just trying to think of the different decks that we play, and like the.
No, I think one of those has been reprinted.
Not into a.
I think into an M set.
I don't think so. I know it wouldn't be Rift Bolt, so your next option would be Lava Spike, and I don't think that's been reprinted in ages.
No, I don't think Lava Spike. There's a couple, but you get like, what is it? Madcap skills.
Yep.
Part
of me is
Cyclonic Rift.
I think at this point
Anger of the Gods.
we still get Eidolon.
Eidolon and the Great Revel.
Part of me is thinking that it might be a great spot to maybe think about a Gutter Snipe deck.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can also still get
what's the blue-red goblin?
Electromancer.
You get Electromancer.
Mm-hmm. Amberal, Chief of Compliance.
Amberal. And they do the same thing pretty much.
They do.
Diabolic Tutor is legal in Pioneer.
Yeah, because it's for CMC.
Yep.
I
thought about that.
Hey, how many other tutors are legal? So Diabolic is probably going to be your way to go if you need to search anything up.
Right.
So like maybe a blue-black control game to search up your win con. I'm sure there's still like combos. Like, I mean, yeah, the Saheeli Felidar combo.
What about Aetherling?
Yep, that's going to be legal. But it costs 5 still, I think.
Yeah, but it does everything.
True.
It was a win con in Standard at the time, and it's a very powerful card. And now that fetches are gone, the games aren't. This seems like it's going to be a turn 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Format. So I think Aetherling might be a very viable choice, at least as a one of.
So yeah, let's think back through the like days of Standard as to like what was broken and what is still viable in this. I mean, we all, you and I, we want to play
Niv
Mizzet. Oh shoot, I don't think Thragtusk is legal. I can't remember if it's 13 or 14.
No, that's Avacyn. That's Avacyn Restored.
So we don't get Thragtusk, but we get Rhino.
We get Rhino.
Yeah.
We get Domri Raid.
Yep.
Which I always thought was a very, very powerful walker.
I've always wanted to like break them.
That never got to see the light of day.
And I mean, they have been pushing goblins lately. So what about like an elves goblin, like a ramp? Maybe not elves, but maybe it is more along the goblin lines. So that way you can use the part of his green for the colorless.
My phone's out today. Pull up Domri for me real quick, would you?
Okay, my phone's getting dead too.
Wow, you guys need to
step our game up.
Yeah.
Domri Raid, 1 red green for a 3 loyalty planeswalker. +1, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. This isn't the one that adds mana. Sorry. -2, target creature you control fights another target creature. And -7, you get an emblem with creatures you control have double strike, trample, hex, proof, and haste. So that's 4 turns if you want to lose him. But then you get the emblem. But so you're looking.
And Craterhoof isn't legal because that's Avacyn.
Yep. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of shells that just haven't been fully explored. I feel like a lot of people are just like, okay, what's this powerful modern deck that has 90% of the cards from the last, whenever, and let's try and do that shell. And I think we're missing out on a lot of cards that have the opportunity to.
I think maybe Vampire Tribal might be a thing.
Yeah, because I mean we had
Sorin.
Yeah, and we also had Ixalan, where vampires were a thing, and we have the return to Innistrad.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Next 3 years, we're going back there again.
Where, Ixalan or Innistrad?
Innistrad.
I could see that.
Yeah, well, and they like to do that.
Well, they're like, out of their like top 3 most favorite planes, Ravnica and Innistrad are like
neck and neck.
And I don't know. I can see that being a thing.
Yep.
So I really want to see like where this goes to see.
All right, so is this a cycling format where like
no, it is RTR on, kind of like how Modern is 8th on.
Okay.
So it's going to be a non-rotating format, which is why like it is kind of interesting.
Aaron, will you check when the last time what's the 3-mana 1 black flying death touch lifelink, I think it is. What's it called? I can see the artwork in my head.
What does the artwork look like? That might help.
It's like a vampire sitting on top of a gargoyle.
Oh, it's Vampire Nighthawk.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, pulled that out of my ass. And that's why they keep me around. When was the last time it was?
It's not Pioneer.
No.
Damn it.
Oh, because
it's Modern, Legacy, Vintage, and Commander.
Well, I keep thinking, because we usually buy into the Masters sets and it gets reprinted, and I'm like, boy, I've pulled that card out of a pack in the last
10 years.
10 years.
I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see where the format's going, but why don't we play Flavor of the Week?
All right, let's do it.
You want to go first, Aaron? We'll go this way. I'll look longingly into Heath's eyes.
All right. So, Karn and Hannah stood over the recovered legacy artifacts like loving parents over sleeping children.
This is from... Karn and Hannah are from the original Weatherlight story.
Yeah, but Karn didn't get printed.
No, he was a part of the story.
He was part of the story, but...
So I'm going to say it's going to be Stronghold. And I'm going to say it's a white card from Stronghold.
Would you please repeat?
Sure. Karn and Hannah stood over the recovered legacy artifacts like loving parents over sleeping children.
Yeah, no, what was it? When was Karn first printed? It was
Tempest.
No, yeah, but the
legacy weapon comes later in the story. I'm still gonna go with Stronghold White.
No, well, when was his Planeswalker printed?
Yeah, but you're thinking Scars of Mirrodin.
I'm gonna go with Scars, and I'm gonna go with green.
Everything was wrong from both of you.
So it's Urza's Legacy then.
It's Exodus. Blue.
God
Completely wrong.
Damn it.
Feels like me. Okay.
Okay.
Heath.
Oh, that doesn't
Heath,
have.
let's stare at each other longingly.
Okay, this one is: confront her and feel the hooves of her steed. Ignore her and feel the sting of her arrow.
Well, I can tell you that's green.
Yeah, that's absolutely green.
Set?
I'm gonna go with an M set. Just broad.
I'm thinking a newer set.
How much newer?
No, you know what? Do I have to give an exact set or can I give a block?
You can give a block and we can try and narrow it down from there if you're correct.
I'm going to go with Tide.
Give me the format that it's legal in, Aaron.
Format that it's legal in. I want to say standard.
So it's relatively in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Both are wrong. It is Freewind Equinaut.
What color?
It's white,
Mother.
Wow.
and it is from Dissension.
All right, here, let me use your phone.
I'm gonna look at Aaron now. How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Oh yeah, we almost got this episode done. We might do another round of this game and then call it a night.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh, great.
Looking out the great windows of Vitugaza at the foundry stacks belching their smoke to the sky, I wonder when the sky will take its vengeance. Haruji Selesnya Initiate.
Okay, so it's from one of the Ravnicas. One of the 8,000 times we've been there. Since I'm not good with it, I'm going to say Guild Pact.
I want to say it's red.
Yeah. Wait, V2... No.
Or it's a dual color.
It's either green, white, or green or white.
I don't know. Just, I still think it's, I think it might be like a red-white.
Green.
And?
Guild... See, I don't know what guilds were in each Ravnica set. Give me a second. I'll try and go through my head. No, it isn't.
I want to say it's a modern card.
Ravnica City of Guilds, green.
And you?
I just want to say it's a modern legal.
Well, I would like to tell Corey that he was right originally. It's from Guild Pact.
Oh, it was from Guild Pact.
And it is a black card.
Oh, it was a black card.
Wow.
Caustic Rain.
We're so bad at all this.
Oh, my word.
We doing another round?
Because I thought V2... Yeah, Great Windows... Yeah, I thought V2 Ghazi was Selesnya. Oh, yeah, so next round.
Well, it is. It says Selesnya.
Yeah, Selesnya Initiate, yeah.
Okay. So, Skursdag cultists meet behind a waterfall's curtain and plot with demonic forces.
Well, that's the Innistrad block.
Yep.
I'm going to say black, and I'm going to say OG Innistrad.
I'm going to go with red and Dark Ascension, just to be different.
So, it is Innistrad.
Mm-hmm.
It is blue-red.
Okay.
It is Sulphur Falls.
Oh.
Look at you being clever.
I play that card so friggin' much.
Right?
You think I know the flavor text. I'm going to start reading it now. Okay. This one might be a little easy. Stop thinking like an artificer, Urza, and start thinking like a father. Rain, Academy Chancellor.
Well, that's the name of the card, I think, is Rain. But I think if it's blue, maybe.
I would agree that it's blue, and I would say that it's probably from Urza's Legacy.
Yeah, I'd actually have to agree with that.
Urza's Destiny, but good job, guys. It's Urza's Incubator and it's an artifact.
Oh, okay. It was a toss-up between blue or artifact because of the artificer.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you guys are never going to get this shit.
Lovely. I don't get them anyway, so.
Odyssey, purple.
Built of wood and iron, held together by hope and prayer.
That's it.
That's it.
It's not attributed to anyone.
Nope.
Wooden iron, nothing other than prayer. Fallen Empire's artifact.
I was going to say artifact as well. And
Well,
I
you're
was gonna
both
say
correct on the artifact front.
I think it's an older card.
That's why, that flavor text screams old to me. So
Yeah.
maybe not Fallen. Actually, the dark. I'm gonna go with the dark.
It's a little too old. I'll give you a hint. It's a wall.
Wall of old. Wooden wall. Wall of wood
Wall
and
of
hope.
Wall of obsolescence.
I guess if that's a little too old, I'll have to go a little further and go
No, it means it's newer than that.
Mirage.
What is my hand doing?
It's newer than what you first guessed.
I thought you were doing an elephant thing.
No. What is my hand doing?
Rising and falling.
So, newer.
It's ascending. It's from ascension. Dissension.
Newer.
It is.
Rise and fall.
Rise of the Eldrazi.
Oh, you got one. Good for you.
Reinforced Bulwark was the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Artifact from Rise of the Eldrazi.
So that has been the Team Garbage Fire podcast.
Has it? Or has it just been
Yeah.
us bullshitting for
That too.
2 hours?
That is what happens. I mean, also on the upside, guys, I want you to know that this was episode 46.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I thought we said we were done after 40, Aaron.
Oh, we did. Why do you think I stopped showing up to so many of them? I just kind of show up to play games, and then you guys are like, hey, we're doing an episode. And I'm like, all right.
I can't believe these two fuckers still show up.
Right?
I mean, how many episodes have they been here for?
At least.
Is it
25
close to
30.
half now?
I'd say 25.
I'd say it's going to be getting close. Well, it's going to be getting closer to half the more of these we do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I feel bad for them.
Thank you and good night.
Bye.
Night.